Okay, we've all heard the expression, it was too good to be true. I think this is a good example of when you have something good going on in your life and then it just suddenly ends abruptly, or maybe it could end violently. But Mae West would say, too much of a good thing is wonderful. I think this is true because having good things in your life can lead to just ultimate happiness. For one example is in school, another one is in a relationship, and the last one could be for just personal reasons. So the first example is having one in school. If you put in the work and you have good results in like a class, then you would want to be like make your grade go even higher. So this is how I think that applies to this quote, because you want to have good grades. And if you have good grades, it makes you feel good about yourself. For example, I'm taking chemistry right now, and you know, I do all the work, I did well on all the tests, and he told me that I have a 99% grade in the class. So I was like, all right, I want to aim for that 100. Okay, and so it makes me feel good that I'm doing well and that I'm performing. The second reason is in a relationship. We might all be too young right now, but we might meet someone who will just sweep us off our feet, and we'll want to like live with them and like, you know, start a family with them, you know, get married. And having a marriage with the person you really love can lead to wonderful things. You could be happy with them the rest of your life. Finally, I think that it applies to just personal reasons, like, for example, it's a cold day, you would want to have a jacket, or and maybe having a variety of jackets would make you feel good, that you won't be outside in the cold, or maybe you can match, like, all right, this feels good. So I think that Mae West was right when she said that too much of a good thing is wonderful, because there are reasons that there are reasons that you can apply it in your life. Thank you.
That's yours too. Like glass, like bottle of like some drink they sell. Oh, that would be it then. We can Orlando. Why do you carry a dictionary?
Because I don't know a lot of words of right. God.
What?
It's pretty much where you get at.
I was like,
No, you were accusing me like, oh, you're dumb, so you gotta get
Mariano, I like the expression that you used as an attention device. It was fine to find something like that. The transition was a little bit odd to the quote, but once you got to the quote, I knew what your point of view was pretty clearly. You had a solid layout of what the secondary points are going to be. You signposted them as you went through the speech. I thought you had very nice details on the first point. The second point was very thin. There wasn't a lot there. The third point was a little bit better. The first point was clearly your best example and the one that you responded to the most. Also, it got you the most response from the audience too, because when you're talking about yourself in a personal way, it's easier for people to relate to it rather than that abstract. You know, maybe someday you want to meet somebody that you marry and you, well, what's that all about? There's nothing there. But when you're talking about, hey, you know, the professor told me I got 99, you know, I was getting 99% in my class right now. Damn, I want to get 100%. And everybody goes, yeah, I know that particular point. So it just makes more sense when you've got the personal details on that. I thought the delivery was solid for the most part. Given the size of the room, you project reasonably well. The pacing, I thought, was very regular. There weren't any hesitancies. That part was good. The gestures show that you're engaged. Sometimes they're a little bit repetitive, not quite mechanical, but you know, I know that I can tell that you're thinking about gesturing as well as actually doing the gesturing. So it might be a little bit more naturalistic, but there's nothing that you did that was bad. It's just one of those things, a little bit more relaxed practice, and I think it'll come across more naturally. Facial expressions are also fine. You look at the audience fairly regularly, also distribute the eye contact pretty regularly. You did seem like you were locked in the one spot, so it might be a little bit more confident to use, for instance, stepping up to emphasize an idea or moving a little bit as you're moving from one idea to another, so you look a little bit more relaxed. That's like I'm talking about the mechanical thing before about the gestures. Same sort of thing here. You look fine what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing, but it doesn't always look like you are the more natural, engaged speaker that you could be if you did those things a little bit more. You might disagree. When you watch your speech, you can always disagree with me, folks. Don't be shy about saying, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Richard. I was spot on here. That was great. You know, and I'll, you know, sometimes when I look at the comments, I'll look back and see. So maybe I got it wrong. I'm just telling you what my impression is right now. All right. And then at the end, I tell you, I did think, though, that you struggled a little bit at the conclusion because although you kind of came back to the point that you were trying to make, you didn't have a very good exit line. And when you listen to the exit line again, it sounds tinny. It's not, one of those mechanical things as opposed to just coming back to the point that you were making originally. All right, thank you.